Okay, along with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal, my next guest is one of a new generation of action-adventure heroes. He's the star of a new film, Rapid Fire, which opens August 21st. Please welcome Brandon Lee. Good to see you. I thought you were going to play Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting. Now, a lot of people might not know that Bruce Lee was your dad.
My whole life long, yeah.
Whole life long? Yeah, that would make sense. So how old were you when you started doing martial arts? Did you start...
My dad started me as soon as I could walk. You know, we have home movies and stuff. I'm about 1.5.
Yeah?
Or something like that. It was kind of just a part of the household when I was growing up.
Now, I remember reading at the time, your dad did a whole... In fact, I took it for about a year, and that was so terrible. But your dad sort of inspired me, and I think there was a whole bunch of people he's taken down, and there was this Bruce Lee studio down in Wilshire Boulevard. But it was a different type of karate, wasn't it? It wasn't...
I think my dad would probably not like to hear it referred to as karate.
Well, okay.
He
I don't want anybody mad in the family. Martial arts, martial arts.
We got the whole family here tonight, so
yeah.
You got to be careful. My dad originated an art while he was alive that was called Jeet Kune Do. This was my father's personal expression of the martial arts. He had a circle of students that he taught while he was alive, and through that circle of students, one of whom has gone on to continue to be my teacher, actually. The art of Jeet Kune Do has continued to exist in the world.
Oh, I see. Now, but I know at the time, this was something that was, I know a lot of Asian, I guess would be, right, would not, it was confined to the Asian community, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't something that was taught. Your dad was really the first guy to sort of teach Caucasians and other races how to do this, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he ran into a great deal of flack about that, actually, in the community where he came over and first was teaching to Caucasians. He ran into some flack from other Asian martial arts factions in that community because up until that time, the individual arts were very much separate. There was no transfer of information between the arts whatsoever. And that was part of what I think my father was interested in trying to see broken down. And there was certainly no transfer between the Asians and the Caucasian races. Yeah. And it was almost considered kind of like an Asian secret weapon or something.
Yeah.
You know, not to make too big a deal of it, but that certainly did exist at the time, and my dad helped break that barrier down.
Is it different among Asian communities? I mean, is Korean martial arts that much different from Japanese?
A lot of different martial arts, yeah. They grow out of a culture. Sometimes there'll be something that is passed down through a family from generation to generation. Sometimes it's something that's grown up out of a religious sect. A certain province of a certain town, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because I know when I would watch your dad, I mean, there were so many of those bad martial arts movies. You know, the they boom, and, you know, the noise, and they were comical, but your dad really had that star quality.
I always thought they should do one of those where the guy goes, reaches for a coffee cup, and it's like, whoosh, whoosh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they go like this. And then give me a cup of coffee.
Yeah, like 5 minutes later, yeah, exactly.
And it's always the same guy that does the voice. It sounds like someone is in trouble. I must go there.
Exactly.
You know? So, have you ever had to use your martial arts to defend yourself for real? And has this ever been a... Because being Bruce Lee's kid, this must have been rough growing up. I mean, just everybody must have wanted to pick a fight with you.
Sometimes, unfortunately, that happened. You know.
I feel like David Carradine now. Why do you pick on me? And then you just chop the guy.
Yeah. You know, I wish I had had that much composure about the whole thing at the time, you know. But,
I mean, you ever had a street fight or someone, that kind of thing where that's happened?
I guess it's been a little over a year ago, a guy actually, I came home and, caught a gentleman in the midst of robbing me.
And he's a gentleman, not just a brother. A gentleman.
I had kind of a feeling for him. But I came home, I pulled up on my bike, the window was wide open, there was stuff all over the floor, and so I thought I had been robbed. You know, as I jumped in through the window, and the guy was standing in the bedroom with the VCR in his hands. And I saw him, and he saw me, and this house was such that all the rooms were connected, you know? So he starts running, I start running, we chase like a Three Stooges routine and go around and around the house, you know, 2 or 3 times. You could never... I would love to try and capture on film sometime the immensely silly and stupid things that happen in real-life situations like this, you know? So anyway, he ended up taking a knife from the kitchen on his last circuit through, and we squared off in the living room. And I got this little scar on my thumb there out of it, actually.
The knife?
You probably can't see, but I ended up taking the knife away from him, and the police came and took him away. And after he got out of the hospital, he got 2 years for breaking and entering and attempted robbery.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
But you know, the thing
And
about
a fine gentleman he was.
the thing about it that kind of got me was I have these pictures, these large, I mean, they're this big, these blown up pictures of myself and my father, you know, when I was a child, but my father is very much recognizable as my father
sure.
to the majority of the world, you know, and I was always wondering, they're right on the walls, I was always wondering if this guy was in the midst of robbing me, and he was kind of like, let's see, nah, it couldn't be, you know?
Well, I mean, if I broke into a house and I saw Elvis posters, I'm going to go, oh, Elvis lives here. You know, I mean, you know, being famous also helps you.
Yeah.
Now we have a clip here from your film. Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm playing a character who witnesses a murder. The guy who commits the murder is the head of the Chicago Mafia. They're obviously not too pleased. This gentleman is obviously not too pleased about having me testify.
Yeah.
So they try and get rid of me before I can testify, and these are their efforts to do just that.
Let's take a look here. There's our monitor. Great. There you are. This is from the film, which opens, was it this weekend?
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday. Rapid fire. Let's take a look. Brendan Lee.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna break your hands, finger by finger. And then I'm gonna break your ribs, rib by rib. And then I'm gonna break your legs.
Knock yourself out.
We got cops out here!
I always like these movies where a guy like you kills 10 guys, and then the 11th guy goes, let me get in there and try. Why would you do that? You just killed 9 guys.
No,
let me
absolutely.
give it a shot myself. Oh, and then he gets
The classic case of that, it's in Enter the Dragon, my dad's movie, when he performs the nunchuck sequence that he's very justifiably famous for. And there's this one character who sits and watches him do all of this and then attacks him. This guy, you know, bad plan.
Terrific. Your dad would be very proud, I'm sure. The movie is Rapid Fire, and it opens this Friday. Brendan, nice to meet you.